Thinking about becoming a medical commodity reseller? Before you do, watch this video because I'm going to be giving you both 5 pros and cons to this business. Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Inside today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the medical commodity reselling business opportunity and giving you both the good and the bad to this business, the sunny and the rainy parts of this business that nobody wants to talk about. Now, even though this business is life-changing and it was kind of hard for me to come up with negative connotations about this business, every business model has some things that you're just not going to like, and in this video I'm going to talk about those. Now, before we actually get into this video, make sure you drop a comment because every single video I'm picking one person and sending them $50. So for the past 2 videos, here was one winner and here's another winner where I sent them $50. So be sure to drop a comment and you just might win. Now, if you want more information on the business model about medical commodities, you can do one of 2 things. Number 1, you can go over to a playlist that I have down in the description. There's about 60 to 70 videos all about this business. Or you can also go to my completely separate channel, which is strictly medical commodity content. If you don't want to do one of those 2 things, you can also click the link description down below and watch my free webinar training, which literally breaks down this business. Instead of having to watch a bunch of videos, you can get the meat and potatoes to this business in 40 minutes. If you're still confused and you don't want to do any of that, go ahead and book a call with me and you can speak directly to someone who's been doing this business for the past 5 years. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. So when I had to think about 5 cons to this business, it was actually really hard because in the end, this business is like no other. People discover this business, they make money so fast, and when they try to jump to another business, they actually struggle because they realize that there's no business out there like the medical commodity business model. So I'm gonna be breaking down 5 things that I think are cons to this business, 5 things that you can actually say are not so good about this business. So number 1 would actually be getting your first deal. So people ask me all the time, Felix, what is the hardest part about this business? And in all honesty, sometimes it's hard for me not to say that there's actually really nothing hard about this business. But when I actually think deep down after helping many clients, some making just a few $1,000s a week to one of my most successful clients making over 5-10K a week down in Florida, I think one of the hardest things for most people to grasp when starting this business is getting your first deal. Getting your first client to sell you a bunch of product probably would be the hardest thing you ever experience in this business. And after that, it will kind of just be like a snowball rolling down a hill. It's just gonna keep getting momentum and more momentum. And from there, you're never gonna look back. Getting your first client to sell you, for example, maybe 10 boxes of OTU 100 count, which sell for between $60 and $70 to the private buyer we use, will actually be the hardest part. Once you realize that you could buy those 10 boxes for say $20 to $30 a piece, say 30, and you're reselling them for 65, that's a $350 profit. After that, you will kind of have a light bulb go off in your head and you will just realize how easy that was to do and how much money you can actually make with this business. So I would say out of everything, the hardest part to this business is actually getting your first deal. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't get their first deal, say within the first day or week or 2 weeks, and just like anything, they quit. Now, they don't realize when they go start another business, it's gonna be just as hard. I've seen people literally do nothing with this business over the course of 3 months, and they just have a breakaway, and after that make tons of money. Then I've seen some people literally in their first day make $1,000. So stay the course, stay strong, stay persistent, and your life will change with this business. Number 2 is it's easy to get comfortable. I see a lot of people get involved with this business and they make this their only stream of income. You have to ask yourself, if diabetes goes away tomorrow, which I doubt it will, but this business does have a shelf life, will you be able to survive? A lot of people make this their only business and it's their only stream of income. And while you might be making $10, $20, $30, $50, $100,000 per month, if this business were to evaporate, which eventually it will, you don't want to get wiped out. So don't get comfortable. A lot of people do this business. Just like I said in the beginning, this is a business that you won't see anywhere else. This is one of the easiest businesses to actually make money, a lot of it, that it can actually make you very comfortable and you could think, okay, I'm good, I made it, I don't have to do anything else. And that's where you messed up. Once you make money from this business, what I do is I take the money and I invest it other places. So don't get comfortable, stay on your toes. When you make money from this, invest it other places, just in case when this business goes away, you won't be wiped out. Number 3 is the learning curve. So when I first started this business back in 2015, there were no YouTube videos, courses, or anybody sharing the game. Over the course of the years, this business changed my life. And while my channel started off as a men's lifestyle channel, I felt compelled to share what I was doing. People want to know what I was doing, but I also felt selfish if I didn't share what I was doing as far as work and as far as my financial situation, because at a very young age, I actually became pretty successful. Now, I did that all by teaching myself. There was no course, there was no YouTube video, and actually how I discovered this business was kind of from a real estate deal that fell apart. The other guy in the real estate deal was doing this business, flipping medical commodities, which is nothing more than a fancy word for flipping diabetic supplies. And I offered to pay him, I offered to work for him, and he kind of just left me high and dry. He didn't teach me the business. So I was forced to take it into my own hands and teach it to myself, which took me around 7-8 months. I lost a lot of money, and I had to learn a lot of things which you could learn very quickly if you learn for somebody in your own area, if you take my mentorship program, or whatever the case may be. So I would say, don't waste your time. Time is valuable. Money comes and goes. Learn from somebody who has a proven system and has made money with this over the course of the past few years. Isn't somebody who just came in and started making money in the past few months because they don't see trends and they don't see bigger picture things. There's more things than just buying and reselling diabetic supplies. You have to be able to see long term, just like I said with number 1, on how to take this money and transition into new business models. Number 4 is haters. So when you start telling people what you do as far as marketing your business and telling people you're looking to buy diabetic supplies, over the course of the time, you will find people who tell you that this business is not legit. Now, that is completely false because this business is 100% legit. The same products we buy and resell, you do not need a prescription for. In fact, you can go into any big name store, Walmart, Target, CVS, Walgreens, and literally buy them over the counter with cash for no prescription. So this business is 100% legit. You do not need a script or anything from your doctor to buy these products. And the only reason you can't go into the store, buy these products, and turn around and resell them is because they're at full retail value and there's no margin to be made. So this business is 100% legit. I believe that blogs and news articles kind of shame this business because it's not something that's typically like a construction company or a landscaping company or something that's very blue collar, just like somebody who might be a professional gambler or bets on sports. It's legal, but people just don't normally do it. So when someone starts to become successful in an avenue that's not common, people want to be quick to shame it or throw it under the bus. Number 5 is location. So I always tell people that this business is best built inside the USA. So I actually had a client who actually lived outside of the country for like almost 6 months and was still crushing it in this business. But if you want to build this business and you live in UK, I really wouldn't recommend starting it, even though you could drop ship the product that we use to the private buyer who buys them. It really isn't the best way to do it. If you do want to build this business and you're outside the country, 1, either build a relationship with the buyer and let them know upfront what you're going to be doing. 2, have some boots on the ground, meaning have somebody who can kind of catch the product for you or kind of interact with your clients, your team, and get the business kind of up and running with people on the ground in this country. You can even connect with another wholesaler in your area, in your designated area, but to build this business completely blind from another country can be a bit hard. Is it possible? Yes, but if you want to live in another country, I'd say even come over here for 6 months, build the business up, and then head back over to your permanent residence. But to do this business 100%, to get it to the max capacity that us Americans have the opportunity to do, you just won't have the same opportunity not living inside the USA. Now let's talk about the fun part. Let's talk about the pros or the good things about this business. Number 1 would have to be residual. The best thing about this business is the customers come back every 30, 60, 90 days. Sometimes more, sometimes less. So for example, somebody in my family, they get 15 boxes every single month of product, and that product sells for $68 a pop. He only uses 5 to 6 boxes every single month, sometimes 4, but just say 5 boxes a month, leaving him 10 boxes left over. I take those and I resell each of those boxes for $68 each, and that happens every single month. Now, after the family member and I split the money down the middle in profit, we walk away with around $350, $340 a month, every single month in profit, and that happens month after month after month. So these clients get these products pretty common, could be every 30, 45, 15, 60, 90 days, but it comes back month after month after month. And I look at every single client as a mini apartment. Even if you have a client bringing you 1 box of product every single month that makes you $15 a month in profit, think about if you had 1,000 clients like that. Keep in mind, other clients might bring you $200 a month in profit per month. They might bring you $300 in profit every 2 months, but every single client is like a mini apartment building or a mini apartment unit. Number 2 is recession proof. Now, you can see with everything that's going on in the world, a lot of businesses, especially mom and pop shops or brick and mortar stores, have been completely wiped out. You've heard of businesses that have been open for the past century had to close their doors because they weren't able to sustain the recession, or with everything going on, they just weren't able to keep their doors open. I know resellers in this business, especially me, that have literally taken no hit due to what everything is going on in this world. In fact, some of them have actually been able to make more money and have able to seize more opportunity. So this is a business that, even though I believe has a shelf life of maybe 5 to 10 years, because you just never know, and in all honesty, every business has a shelf life. Everything will come to an end. I mean, let's talk about Blockbuster. Who really thought Blockbuster would ever get taken down? But they got taken down by Netflix and all these streaming platforms. So this business is recession proof unless somebody comes out with a better invention or a cure to diabetes. Then I do see it being around for quite some time, but you just never know. But for things that happen like what's going on in this world, there's been no slowdown to how much money can actually be made in this business. If anything, there has probably been an increase in profits. Number 3 is low competition. So when people ask me, Felix, how many people are actually doing this business? I tell them 2 things. Now, the reason I share this business is because it changed my life. And in all honesty, you could tell 100 people how to go make money step by step, and most of them won't do it anyway. Most of them will come up with an excuse. What I always say is, in any area, for example, in New Jersey, there's about 5 to 10 of us across the entire state doing this business. So as long as you aren't scared, you don't crawl away to competition. In fact, you just think either I'm going to team up with them or I'm going to dominate them, then you have nothing to worry about as far as competition. And in all honesty, you all have enough money out there to be made that you can all get your fair share piece of the pie. Number 4, and I have 6 for the pros, is it's scalable and tangible. Unlike an online business, which could easily be collapsed because you literally don't own it. You might not own the product, you might not own the website, you don't own the ads. For example, Shopify dropshipping, where people build an entire business on a platform they simply don't own and they can't touch because it's all digital. Something like this is something where you could touch it. It's a little bit more tangible. That is what I really like. I like offline businesses, trucking, real estate, medical commodities, something that you can see, something that you can touch, something where you have a little bit more control instead of an entire empire on a platform that you simply don't own. Even though you might be able to make a bunch of money, having everything built on a platform you don't own is extremely risky. So not only is it tangible, but it's very scalable. There are people doing this business across all 50 states, and it doesn't matter where you're located inside the United States. This business works in all 50 states. You could drop me in North Dakota, Hawaii, New Jersey, Texas, it doesn't matter. Anywhere you do this business, you can scale it very quickly, and you can touch all 50 states with the power of internet marketing, and different strategies. So not only is this business very tangible, which where you can touch it and have control, but it's also scalable. Doesn't mean just because you're in one small city that you have to stay there and buy product from that city. You could buy product from any city, any state across the entire country. The fourth thing is it's a very simple concept. So to keep it in a one-word explanation, all you're doing is marketing for people who have extra diabetic testing supplies, buying the product at a fraction of the price, and turn around and selling it to big name pharmacies / wholesalers. It's not too complex. You already know what you're gonna sell it for before you even buy it. You go ahead, buy it at a fraction of the price from people who have extra supplies, they don't want them. You buy them, you turn around and resell them. That client, just like I said, most of the time will get them every 30, 60, 90 days, and you keep buying product just like that. So the concept to this is very simple. You don't have to learn how to set up a website. You don't have to be techie. You don't need any prior skills. You just really need to be an action taker and be able to, if you do take a course, learn how to follow the instructions in the course. But in all honesty, this business is pretty simple. And like I said, if you take action, you will make money. And the sixth and final thing about the pros and cons of the medical commodity reselling business opportunity is its low risk, high yield. Just like I talked about building an empire on a platform that you don't own, think about building something where you're spending $5,000, $6,000 just to get the business up and running, only for the business to fail. I had a client who, after taking my training, only had $20 to buy product. He bought one box of product with the $20, flipped it for $65, bought 3 more boxes of product from that $65 he made off his first flip, then bought enough product to resell it for $150, and then never looked back. So you can literally start this business with $20. You can use free marketing strategies. You don't have to dump or invest tons of money to get it off the ground. It's tangible, it's scalable, it's recession proof, it has low competition, and in all honesty, if you're looking for a business model that can make you fast cash and you're not afraid to put a little bit of sweat equity in the beginning, then this is, my opinion, the best business opportunity out there right now. Now, if you guys want to learn more, be sure to check out the links in the description below. You can check out my other channel that literally talks all about this business. I have an entire playlist. I have a free webinar training down below. And if you really want, go ahead and book a call to speak with me to learn how we might be able to work together. I appreciate you guys all watching. Again, be sure to comment on the video because every single video I'm giving somebody $50. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.